All right, and I'm back. There we go. All right, so welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Today we're going to talk about marketing and campaigns. So we've kind of going to get into, for some of us, the fun stuff now. We've kind of done all of our base. We've set up our contacts. We've done our set up our opportunities. We've gotten started to get our pipeline going and to get our commissions and compliance all straightened away. Is there any questions on the last couple of sessions? Anything that you're struggling with that you want me to quick go over before we jump into the next piece? Anybody having any issues? All right, well, let's jump right in then. We'll get into something that a lot of people find is the fun stuff. If not, I know it will definitely help your streamline your marketing. All right, so I shared my screen here. Everybody can see my command screen. As we go down our little applets today, the two we're going to talk about today are this megaphone here called Campaigns, and this one here that kind of looks like a sketch pad called Designs. So we're going to start in Designs, and then we'll move on to Campaigns and how we can use those designs. But we're going to start there. So you'll now start to see where some of the all the different pieces start working together. So when we get into designs, if you have your marketing profile really nicely filled out and you've got all your logos in and you've got all your headshots and different pictures that you like and things like that in there, you will notice how much easier it makes to use these designs. So we will jump in there. I do want to note that on your home page, there is a little tile here that talks about designs. They are constantly adding new templates for us. Always wanting to stay current, always wanting to stay on top of, what's happening. So of course there's some, lockdown COVID type things. There's some different marketing pieces that we can use. So always check this out if you're looking for something new to splash into and give it a shot. The newest stuff will be here in this designs tab right there. Okay. All right. So let's jump in. We're going to hit this designs icon right here. It's actually going to take you to our designs dashboard. And this is where we would start a multitude of different types of designs. So the first thing that you're going to see when you pop on here is all the ones you've altered, played with, started, and are using or customized, so that you can always go back and say, oh, I really like that one. I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to do something different with it. And you'll see they're all in here. Okay. And then you can sort them by different ones that you've done, whether they be social, landing pages you may have made, emails, those types of things if you've made any print. So that will sort your design templates right here once you save them. But we're going to start with creating a new one. Always, again, look for that Kelly blue button down here. So we're going to hit the plus and we're going to make a new design. Okay. I shouldn't say that. About 50% of the designs that are made right now are social media posts. So that's where we're going to start. The process works the same for pretty much any of these. So we'll start with the social media post right now. So I'm going to select social and I'm going to hit next. It's going to take us to our branding and marketing software that will let you design, personalize, brand, all of the different types of templates. We do also have the option, if you absolutely love something that you have seen or something you have made, either in Canva or another program that you really, really love and you want to continue to use it, even though we're now into Command, you can upload that PDF, and the software is now enabled if you upload that PDF into this designs software, it will break apart all those pieces of that PDF and you can reuse it with the new, say, branding in Command, with the new color schemes, those types of things. So you can definitely do that. If you have something that's been working for you or that you've done in the past that you really love, you can upload it and continue to use it in here. So now that we have this open, you can see that it jumps forward into this, basically this design software here. These are the templates. Again, it goes to My Designs. My Designs is going to be things that you have altered already, that you've played with, that you've saved, and anything that you upload. So if you want to import a PDF, this is where you would do it. And then it would break that apart and put it in here. But these are all the ones that I've played with, started to customize, take a look at, those types of things. Under templates, so you can see that they add up, they've given us hundreds and hundreds of different templates. For listings, we'll just glance at this one and say, here's a new for sale listing. I just got a new listing and I want to start marketing it. Here are all the different templates that they have created for just listed. Okay, or for sale. There's a whole nother set that are just listed. Price update, as you can see, there's all these different types. Okay, if I want to just advertise that I'm some piece of my lore, that I'm the local expert, or I want to, you know, put some marketing information out there, there's lots of those types of things. Buyers, you can, there's Keller Mortgage stuff if you want to advertise Keller Mortgage. There's lead generation pieces where you can put in part of your client testimonials, different holidays, what's my home worth, advertising my website, even some I Love KW if you're working on possibly advertising the market center itself or wanting to build your profit share tree. We love our clients. All sorts of different ones that you could do for posting on their social media for home anniversaries or happy birthdays. If you create this template, it's really easy to then just go in, adjust it, and post it on their social media page on their home anniversary. They do have some business basics that'll do some social branding and some email signatures. There is some leadership ones in here for leadership of the market center. You can always click on this new designs and it'll give you the ones that they've just started. These are all gratitude ones and some of them, and of course quarantine stuff. So you can see that, you know, they're really trying to put forward some things you can use in this particular time frame. And then of course they've got some pivot ones. These are all, what they've done here is these are meeting backgrounds. As you can see, I took one for mine that you can put on your Zoom so it doesn't show your house, or gives you a cool little real estate based background if you're going to be doing Zoom meetings with clients. So we're going to just pop up, we'll start looking at one of these here. We're just going to pop up and grab one of these ones that say for sale. Now, as we navigate through this, you can see these are the templates here. And what you need to do is select what the medium is or the platform that you're going to be putting it on. Again, a lot of us are just using Facebook, so it automatically defaults to Facebook. But if you notice these shapes, they're kind of rectangular. Those are sized exactly for Facebook right now. If I were to click on this Instagram, you'll see they all change to square because Instagram is a square format. So now they're the exact same templates, but now they're all formatted directly for Instagram. So you don't have to worry about resizing. You don't have to worry about, you know, reformatting it, and you can pick which one you like there. If you are going to put it on your Instagram story, again, it's resized and made perfect for that. LinkedIn, it also is resized here. So you can use LinkedIn as now, and then of course, Twitter as well. Okay, so you can see how they change size based on the platform that you're using because they are optimized for that. All right, so let's pick one of these. Well, I've used this one before, so we'll use this one. So all I did was click on the little red button that said use, and that's the one that I'm going to personalize and get ready for my new listing. It's going to load up here, and then you'll see that we have the ability to alter and change it. Okay, so here's that updated or close-up view of the post that I picked. Okay. Now, this is our editing type situation. Okay, so you can double click on it and you can pick the item that you want to change. As you can see, you can resize, you can do all that stuff. We'll walk through this here real quick and I'll show you all the different things that you can do with this. If I wanted to move this, it's just a drag and drop type situation. Okay, so I definitely wanted to say for sale, 3-bed, 2-bath. I might change the square footage. All I'm going to do is double click into it and you can see I can go ahead and change it. The square footage is 1601. I can gonna change the price. Oh, I accidentally didn't double click it. I clicked the field. There is a back button right here that will bring back if you make a mistake. So that's really easy. So now you can see my cursor is in there. I will add in the price. Okay. So you can see how you can just go through and change the things that are on there. Now, I talked about the fact that these all are powered by your marketing profile. All of that information is going to be found over here. If I click on text, you will see that all of the things that I put into my marketing profile automatically show up. Okay, so I've got my email address, my website, my name, of course, my team name, our little logo, that our catchphrase kind of thing that we use. Here's my app code so that I could put my app on there, my telephone number, all of that stuff shows up right here. It is this easy. I'm going to move you guys over a little bit here. It is this easy to start branding this to me. Okay, I'm going to click text. I'm going to say, well, the first thing I need is my name. And I'm going to put my name on the Sorry about that, guys. They're building a house in my neighborhood, and all of a sudden my power just shut off and everything went down, my Wi-Fi and everything. Okay, so we're good. We're back. All right, back to sharing screen here. Thanks for sticking with me. All right, here we go. So command, we were back in designs. We were picking a new one here. All right, we're going in here. Okay, so while this is loading, we'll get back to where we were going here. Um, like I said, this is all drag and drop. So if you have everything fleshed out, all of that stuff should pre-populate for you. You can also add more. So a lot of times people will go in and take their headshot or their logo and get the background to go away and use Canva or another photo editing software in order to do that so that you can superimpose those images without having the background and things like that. Those are all things that you can do and then upload those specialty images into command, and then you'll have them all the time to use different options for. So if you have 3 or 4 different headshots, maybe there's a close-up headshot, maybe there's a, an outside shot, maybe there's different things that you have that you want to use in different applications, you can definitely do that. And I'll show you where to store those and where you can upload those so that you have different ones. But you can create an entire branding library in here so that you have different things right at your fingertips to do. So again, we had this here, we're dragging and dropping. So we were on the text before we were so rudely interrupted. Um, thanks again for sticking with me. Okay, here we go. So we've got all of this text here. And like I said, it was just a drag and drop. So first thing I'm gonna do is put my name on the photo. Oh, it's still there from last time. And I want it right there. Okay. Okay, so wow, that doesn't really show up really well, but you've got all of these formatting tools up here. So black doesn't show up very well. Oop, red's not real good either. Let's try white and see how white is. Oh, I like white. Okay, so white will show up on that floor really well. So there, now I've got my name on there. Maybe I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna put my phone number in here. And again, I'll change that once I get it in there to white. And there, all right. And then I want our, maybe our slogan to be on this corner. And again, I'm gonna change that to white. And I wanna make that bigger. So I'm gonna just drag that. Okay, so you can see how you can just sit here and drag and drop those things over in order to lay it out exactly the way that you want to do it. When I click on this one called icons here, you will see across the top, you can put in these little icons. Of course, everybody, universally knows that this is an email and this would be your cell phone and things like that. There are also some clip art options for you that would be, available if you wanted to use clip art. You can upload some icons. There would also be, I believe, like those are in logos. So you could use these clip art things if you wanted to. You could upload your own little clip art images if there's something that you wanted to do. Logos, you can see here, I've got my team logo. So maybe I'll put that on here and we'll make that smaller. Put that right there. And then of course you always have to make sure on all of your marketing, you're putting your brokerage on there. So they've got a spot for it right here. If I click on that and then I go to my logos here and I click this, you'll see that it just straight up replaces that logo. Not sure why it's coming in. I have to upload a different one because it's coming in a weird size, but so there, now I've got my brokerage on there. Okay, so I've kind of got this figured out with my, maybe I'll put my email on here too, just so that it all shows up. So you can see how easy it is to just drag and drop and put all of that information on there. But of course, this is not a picture of my listing. So how do I get a picture of my listing in here? So you would go here to the KWLS and you can go ahead and search for a listing. And it should, it's always fun when you do trainings like this, you hope that it's working today. Come on. Nope, not coming up with mine. This is a universal search, so it does come up with, you can see 1058, 1058. Here's my listing right here. So I'll hit the select button on that. You can see what it does then is it pulls up all of the different photos and listing details that I have in the MLS. Okay, so I'm going to, oh, see, I made a very common mistake. I just clicked on the photo and it inserted the photo, which is what I wanted it to do. If I would have clicked on this and selected this photo first, and then gone back here and used that replace, then it pops it in, it's formatted perfectly, it's sized perfectly, and I don't have to change anything on it. Okay, so now I'm going to use this photo, and then you can see how I still like the white. It will bring this in. It also will bring in all the interior photos and all of that. It will also bring in all of your information from your listing. So you got your price and all your bedrooms and bathrooms and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, it even brings in the property description. So if I wanted that on the ad, I could add that too. Okay, so it brings all the information over from the MLS. I saw somebody come up with a chat here. Okay. So does that make sense to everybody, how we can just drag and drop all of those things? You can see how those all come in. Here's our ownership statements. They have banners already set up. How did you get that? Can you go through that again? Yes, I can go through that again. Okay, so here is a bunch of different banners and different slogans, different things that you can put in there. Obviously, these are more for the formatting, and then you can go ahead and change the wording, but it gives you different fonts and different formatting in there in order to add something to this as well. If you want to add new logos or different things to this, you can do that by coming down here. There's an add to library button. I think it's underneath the support button here. And you can add things in here. The question was in the chat about replacing this photo. So what I did was I chose the item that I wanted to replace, whether it was this logo or this photo. You can see that I've chosen it by these white dots that are around here. This is, you know, the difference. That's how to, you know, make it big, make it small. It works a lot like Microsoft Publisher if you've ever used that. So I can make it bigger, make it smaller. As long as I have that image selected, when I went into my listing here and I select what I want to replace it with, you can see this replace image. It's this circular icon. If I do this, it'll replace it with that. Now I don't have anything selected, so I lose that replace image. If I go in and I select that photo again, then I get the replace image back again. Okay, So that is a simple way to make sure that you're getting it formatted to the same size as the image in the ad, so that you can do that. Okay. Any further questions on this drag and drop and getting this in there? Okay. Once you get those things formatted the way you want it, and it's exactly the way you want it, you either have a couple of different options. You can download it if you're going to put it up into a different post. If you want to print it, if you want to do some different things, you can download this directly onto your computer. You can rename it, and I would definitely do this, something that you'll remember what the ad is. Otherwise, you get all those just little random numbers all the time. So you can rename it there. Or you can share from here. And that basically just would be to share back to your computer or different things. I'm going to click done. So when you're done and you click done, it'll save it. Has anybody that's on the call today tried and played with this at all before now? Oh, Lauren has. Okay, great, great. So you'll see now that you'll see that it put it here in my templates that we were playing with it. Okay, so if I wanted to go in and I wanted to use the same ad, let's say I get something formatted exactly the way that I want it, and I'm going to use the same just listed ad or the same for sale ad for every house that I do to try to get that awareness as people are flipping through their Facebook or something like that, that people know, oh, she listed another one, and it's something that catches their eye. Then you could do that and then just go from here, and you can make a copy and do new information in it, and make a copy and do new information. What that will do is it'll give you the same format, it'll give you the same branding that you've already done, and maybe you'll just replace the details in the picture. Okay, so that's entirely up to you about what you wanted to do at that point. Okay. So we kind of walk through doing a social post on here. There are a couple other options, as you remember, that we had in order to make different things while we were in here. So if I click that plus again, and I say, all right, this time I want to do an email. This is where you can create an email design that you might want to mass email out to your database, that you might want to have an email template that says something about, maybe it's, congratulations on your accepted offer. Maybe it's, something where you're going to be reusing the same email over and over again, and you want to make a template type situation. This one they are still working on. So understand that there might be a few limitations on this one yet, because they're still trying to lay this out, and then it's going to get better and better. But for now, it works and you can do it. It's just a little bit cumbersome sometimes to put things together on it, as far as how it might lay out. So, you can get in here, you can play with it. Essentially what this does is it's very similar, as we are going to start talking about next time. So Friday, our last session, we're going to start talking about your app and your website. Those things will function the same way that this does, as far as it's, again, a drag and drop type situation where you're laying out your format. So now I've created a cell here by dropping that over, and then maybe I want to put a text box in there. So I drag that over, and I can start, doing different text things in there. I can start changing up the way that looks. I can add images into here and drag in some images. I can put links to Maybe I'm going to link a blog, maybe I'm going to link an article, you know, those types of things. I can go ahead and just drag and drop and format this the way that I want it to look. And then, you know, maybe I'm putting this as a photo, and then a title, and then a, you know, a little bit of information, a homekeeper app, you know, whatever it might be. You can go ahead and play with that a little bit. The top here is layouts. So as you can see, when I click the grid items, I got, you know, 2 sets of things to do. When I click on list items, it'll give me a different setup. So you can see that it will do the layout. And then once you get your layout the way you want it, then you start adding in the content, whether it be images, links, link blocks. So this is kind of, you know, a step up once you've gotten really used to the way that Command kind of functions and talks, or you really like to format your own type of communications. This is a great option for you. I know my brother's marketing person just put out an email and she made that kind of newslettery thing through here in Command, and it really looked nice. She embedded some blogs and some different articles that were written and things like that. So that's an option there for you. Does anybody send out postcards for just listed, just sold, anything like that? Is anybody doing any direct mailers? Because we have that option here in Command as well. You can do a print. If I go here, and again, I'm going to start with the plus, and I'm going to hit print, and I hit next. It's going to take me to, again, it's going to take me into that design software, and it will allow us to create postcards on the fly very quickly. Again, you can create your custom postcards if you want, but this way, they also have some pre-templated ones that you could get done in just a couple of minutes and get them sent out to a printer. So they're very quick and easy to use. Someone in our Appleton office did one, Heather Golson did one, and it looked amazing. I mean, it was really, really professionally printed, beautiful images, nice crisp text. So again, as it loads up here, you can see you've got all of the same templates here for listing, buyers, lead generation, you know, those types of things. And then your options again are across the top: jumbo postcards, large postcards, standard size, or flyers. If you want to make flyers for an open house, anything that's printed on paper would be under this one. So here would be a flyer that you could do as an open house, or an email out to someone as a value add. Here are for sale postcards, all sorts of things, bifolds, trifolds, if you're doing flyers, all those types of things are on here. I think there are door hangers on here. So anything that you need that would actually be printed. So these are all door hangers right here. So if you're going to door knock and leave some information about your listing that's down the street, here's a great option. You could get some of these printed. These are set up that you can, for, you know, again, design them, personalize them, brand them, download them, and send them to a local printer. Okay. We do have the option through Command. If you do a postcard, they have what they call real mailers, which will take the design straight from Command and send it out. And that is, again, it's really inexpensive. I think the postcards were designed, printed, mailed. I think they were 69 cents or 79 cents a piece. So they were pretty cheap for that kind of service. So is there any questions on this designs, how to format stuff, where to find stuff, any of those things? Okay, the last one that I want to touch on is this video here. Right now, currently, they have given us, and if anybody saw it from Family Reunion, they released it at Family Reunion. This is, if you saw it at Family Reunion, this is how you create it. If you didn't see it, we'll create one here right now and show it to you. This will create a very cute, I think it's a minute, might be 45 seconds, marketing statistic, market snapshot email video that you can email, that you can post on social media, that you can use for marketing. So I'm going to pick, let's see, I'll pick East Appleton River Fork. Why not? So it asks you to select your neighborhood. And then it's going to give you the option to, it pulls up the market snapshot information. This will be the same thing that someone's getting on a monthly neighborhood nurture. It would get the same thing that you could send out as a market snapshot for a particular neighborhood. But what this does is it allows you to customize it. It allows you to go in and make sure that the information is 100% correct, and you can go ahead and do this. This would also be a way for somebody that lives or wants to do a video like this on marketing data on a neighborhood that doesn't exist. So for example, I might come in and change this to say Oakfield School District, because where I live, my neighborhood is the village, but I live out in the country, and our school district is a large rural district. And so if somebody says to me, well, what's the market in the Oakfield area? I don't want to just use the village, because then I lose a vast amount of houses and a vast amount of market, that because when they say Oakfield, they mean the school district. And a lot of people do that. They think that that's the school district. And if you just say Kimberly, well, Kimberly School District goes into a lot of different municipalities. So then you can go in and you can do your own quick MLS search for the school district and get the average home prices and all that kind of stuff. And you can go in here and alter that. So obviously it's not coming up with a price per square foot. So that's a quick MLS search to be able to figure that out, and you can put that in there, okay? And then you can determine whether they're on the rise or on the decline or any of that. So we'll leave this as it is for right now, just so you can see it, but know that you can alter that here, which is super, super nice. Very, very handy. Now it's going to generate this video. And again, you'll be able to save it. You can upload it to your own Facebook. You can upload it, you can email it out to people. You can market it however you would like. But it's definitely a really cool little video, and we will play it here. Hopefully my volume will work. What is a minute? Come on, load up. It basically takes all the things that they would get on a monthly neighborhood nurture or a marketing snapshot and puts it to, you know, video and movement and song, so that it just catches people's eyes when they put it on, you know, when you put it on your social media, or you know. Oh, come on. Not gonna buffer. All right, we'll let that buffer a minute. So you could download this and put it up there, and it's great. I have seen people, and this is something I took away from Family Reunion and some of the breakout sessions that I watched, was somebody does one of these. She is very, very active in her Facebook groups. Maybe she's in garage sale groups, maybe she's in mommy groups, maybe she's in, you know, social groups of some sort on Facebook, and she will take and create these videos and once a week drop them in those groups so that they can see those that information. And maybe you don't want to spam them that many times. I mean, she's in a much bigger city, but it would definitely be, you know, an option you could drop in once in a while, and, you know, make sure that people are aware that you're a real estate agent and that you've got all of this great information. She also runs a large group. I'm gonna turn my volume down now. She also runs a very large group that she's got about 30,000 people in her group. That's a community group. So she really believes in Facebook groups. But I have gotten some great feedback on not only dropping these types of videos in groups that I'm a part of, but also other ads just listed, just sold type things, where all of a sudden I get, oh, where's that house? And I get lots of interest from that. I get lots of people commenting. We'll talk a little bit more about Facebook when we get over into campaigns, but so you can see it just automates that. It's not loading right now. There must be something with my Wi-Fi, but and then I'll just bring in all of those different statistics. So that's an option. You can definitely create one of those there as well. All right, any other questions on designs themselves? Definitely get in there and play. Start, seeing what you might want to do. It literally takes seconds to get a post out quickly. When this first came out, and it's much better now than it was when it first came out. When it first came out, I tested it, and I had a post, a very simple post, designed and posted on my Facebook page. In fact, I'll show you which one it was. It was this one here that says it's all in the details. I didn't do much to change it. It was just a branding type post to kind of remind people that I'm a realtor and to get out there and give me a call. I literally designed it, threw my name on it, threw it on my Facebook page, and I timed myself. It took me about 47 seconds because I didn't do much to change it. I just threw my name on it, threw our logo on it, and sent it out the door kind of a thing. But it really does not take very long once you start doing those, even when you start really branding them and putting in all your listing stuff and things like that. You can have a really nice post done in a couple of minutes. So, all right. So yeah, this is the one that I just kind of threw together. And again, it's gotten a lot better since then, but even then I think it looks pretty cool. It's a nice photo, and it's staged well. Okay. All right. So that's designs. So now that we have all these designs, what do we do with them? Great question. And we will go jump into campaigns. Show of hands. I'm going to put everybody up on my screen here real quick. Show of hands, who has tried a Facebook ad or a campaign on Facebook? Anybody? Okay, Julie has. Eric has. Alan has. Amy Jo has. Okay, good. Tony asked about the postcards. Does the cost cover postage? If you use real mailers, yes. If you print them it's your local printer, then that would be up to your local printer and the service that they provide. Okay, so some people have, some people haven't. All right, we're mostly no's though. Okay, here we go. One of the absolute great options, I think this is amazing, that Keller Williams has given us is that we have the option to do campaigns directly from our command. Again, end-to-end platform, right? Everything you need to run your business is in this platform. So now I'm going to go to this applet here that's got this megaphone on it. And when I click on that, it'll take us to our campaigns dashboard. Now this is changing up a little bit. It's they just changed this on, hopefully it pops up with the new, sorry, my dogs are going a little nuts right at the moment. Hopefully this will pop up with the new dashboard. Yep, it does. Great. Okay, so yours might look a little different than mine, especially if you have not run an ad at all. They actually have multiple dashboards. One, if you've never run an ad before, yours is going to look a little bit more basic. It's going to have a lot more tips, how-tos, trying to get you to do a campaign. Once you've run a couple campaigns, then it puts you into kind of an intermediate. dashboard where it will give you a little bit more analytics, give you a little bit more, targeting type things. Once you run a lot of campaigns, then it really dives into analytics and it lets you know where you're at. So the first thing that it does is, of course, it's going to give me my performance. So if I look at my performance on the ads that I have run, you can see that I've spent $65. I've gotten 67 leads off them. I've run 3 campaigns and I've had 8 engaged. I've had comments, I've had likes, those types of things. So you can kind of dive into those. It talks about how many leads that I need to hit my goals for the year. And then what accounts I have connected in different things. So I've got email here, I've got Google, and then of course I've got my Facebook. Got my Facebook signed up for social posts as well. So you can see what you've had there. I love these quick posts. So these will be on everybody's dashboards. And they put out essentially a couple of posts a week that I can say, oh gosh, I haven't posted in a while and I'm gonna quick post this to my page. It's not an ad, it's just a post. But it's something that you can get out there to keep stuff going. And of course, they're already, pre-done. So this one, of course, is on your app. This is on a market snapshot. I can shuffle these so that I get different wordings and things. This one's got all the little emojis, which is awesome. So you can go ahead and just quickly throw something on without even having to go into designs and create something. And these change up, like I said, about once a week, they'll put something a little different on there. And then there at the bottom, you can see there are different training tips and things. You can turn this off. If you want basic tips, I'm, of course, because I've done some ads and done some things, they've got me on the advanced ones. So you can definitely go in and hear some videos on how to create things, how to send an email campaign, how to, look at your analytics, how to create a paid ad. So if you ever need to go back and review, always, you can go to the bottom of this dashboard and take a look. As we go here across the top, first, of course, we've got our dashboard. If I click here on paid ads, it will actually take me to my paid campaigns. So these are things that I am paying for in Facebook. Now, if you've been on Facebook or Instagram and you're scrolling along and you see a spot and it says sponsored, well, that's an ad. Okay, so that's not going to be just a post, that's an ad. Sometimes you'll see, especially those of us that are on real estate ads, real estate groups or real estate things, we might see ads from other real estate agents. We might see ads from, a particular blue sign that has a very big team. She likes to run ads. You might see coaching ads. I get a lot of those on my Facebook from different coaches that want me to subscribe to their programs or do different things. So here's the paid ads. We'll come back to this because we're going to spend a lot of time here, but I want to kind of go through the rest of these first because this is probably where most of you will spend a lot of your time. The second one over here is email campaigns. All right, so email campaigns. This also is I'm going to say a work in progress only because of our email program. So I can create an email campaign here similar to if you use MailChimp or something like that previously. If I have my MailChimp account created, please go back to and remember when we did our first step in Command Bootcamp, MailChimp costs money if you have more than one list. And so this is, like I said, a work in progress. We are working on changing that MailChimp out to another program that will do newsletters and do different campaigns and things. But if you want to know more about email campaigns and you're willing to pay for MailChimp, I will direct you to some other trainings because at this point, I'm all for streamlining expenses and let's do some marketing that doesn't involve paying a ton of money to MailChimp. Direct mail here. This is how we were talking about your postcards, right? So if you want to mail these out, you can go ahead and create a direct mail campaign here, and it will help you direct that. Now, this direct mail campaign would be postcards or things through that real mailers, like I talked about, that doesn't, they're going to do the printing and the mailing and all that kind of thing. If you want your own printer to do that, then you would just download and send that off to your own printer. You wouldn't need to run it here through command. The last spot here on our dashboard is social posts. This, again, I think a lot of you should spend some time on this particular spot. The beauty of this particular dashboard is it allows you to post for 30 days in advance. So I can sit down on the first of the month or whatever day I choose, the 15th, whatever works for you, and say, I'm going to schedule out all my social posts on my page. Now, these, again, are just posts. They're not ads. They're not boosted. They're going to give you organic things, but they would get a lot of posts on your page. If any of you are Facebook gurus, which I don't claim to be one, but I've done a lot of work, a lot of reading, a lot of looking at how to socially market. The Facebook algorithm, as you know, is now starting, you don't see everybody that you're friends with. You don't see all their Facebook feeds. You don't see all of that stuff. What they do is you get seen by more people the more activity that there is on your page. Okay, so if you're actively commenting on things, you're actively posting, people are actively commenting on your posts and things like that, you get seen a lot more than if your page is just out there for people to discover on their own. Okay, so if we can be active and be posting and people are commenting, liking, sharing, doing all that kind of stuff, then you get seen by more and more people in your feed. So if you're like me, I think the last time I checked, I have 900 some Facebook friends. I don't know. I graduated in a large high school class. I've got 3 teenagers, so I've got lots of outreach of different people. I don't see all all 900 people aren't going to see my stuff unless I'm being super active and being engaged, and a lot of people are engaging with me. So this is a way to get a lot of engagement in your Facebook page and not have to spend a ton of time managing it. Okay, so you can sit down and plan these posts out for a month. Here's your create a social post, and you can just go ahead and add in one of those designs that you made. You can link something else to here. You can, if I click on that social post, you can just pose a question. You can add a picture. You can choose, like I said, choose from designs. You can upload videos, whatever you would like to do as far as content, you can do, and go ahead and then schedule that post out that 30 days, right? So any day of the week, anytime, which is really kind of cool. Now, please don't, and I will put this in as a personal plea, don't always just be posting on your page about real estate. Mix it up. Do community posts. Promote, well, everything's getting canceled right now, but promote community events, community organizations. A lot of people are going around and trying to promote small businesses in their area right now. Lots of those types of things. Make sure that you're mixing it up. If all you're doing is, hey, I sold this house, hey, I sold that house, I'm listing this house, I'm listing that house, people are going to be like, yep, scroll past, scroll past, scroll past. I tell this story because one of the most successful people, and I see his posts every single day, is a former team leader in the Appleton office. He's now in the insurance business, and he posts nothing about insurance. He spent the first 2 months of the year posting questions, posting like, if you had to choose between, these random weird questions, but he's getting a lot of interaction. He's getting a lot of people to comment on it. He was getting a lot of people to do that. So I kept seeing it and seeing it and seeing it. Now, every single day, he is posting some sort of, he calls them pandemics. So you can see different puns that he's got based on this lovely situation we find ourselves in. And again, he's getting a lot of comments, a lot of likes. And so I keep seeing more and more of it. So definitely think about ways to be clever, ways to be engaging without just being salesy. There is a ton of research out there about doing the 4 colors of social media, or the different social personality types. We all know and talk about our personality, you know, being an I, a D, our disc profile, you know, being an I, a D, an S, a C. Same thing for social media. Maybe you want to sit down and think about, in a week, I'm going to have a post that hits each one of those different types of personalities, right? Okay. That way you're hitting your entire group. Okay. Just my thoughts. Lots and lots of research you can do, lots and lots of stuff you can engage in order to try to figure out how to best utilize this as far as hitting as many people as you can, but it is something definitely to get on there. In the chat, I've got a question here that says, it only shows my personal page as a connected account. How do I get it to post to my business page? Facebook works in such a way that you only connect your personal page. When you go to create the campaign or create the post, it actually will ask you what page you want to put it on. Okay, so if I go ahead and I want to do this, you can see down here, it picks my business page. All right. You need to make sure that when you connected all of your connections in settings, that you connected both Facebook options. There was a Facebook connection and an ad manager connection. You have to have both of those connected or it won't work, first of all. Secondly, it will always say your personal account, because your personal account is the thing that manages your business page. So you'll see here that it already picks my business page and it's going to put it on there. Okay. Same thing will work for the ad when we go back. We're going to go back and talk about the ad right now. And it will also allow you to pick what page you want to put that on, that you manage. As long as you are listed as an admin on the page, it will allow you to post to it. Any other questions on just the social posts? Okay. As you can see here, that this allows you, the social posts allow you to post and schedule posts to Facebook and Twitter. Right now, Instagram doesn't allow future scheduling, so we can post to those 2 things there. All right, let's go back and talk about paid ads. I love paid ads. So one of the great features that Facebook and the Keller Williams and Facebook integration allows you to do is, when you post a Facebook ad, it automatically puts those leads in your contacts. So you don't have to go and download them. You don't have to re-upload them. It automatically will put them in. If anybody was running one last week, you know that wasn't working, but all of a sudden everybody started getting slammed with them in the last 2 days because it turned back on. So you can see here all of my completed ads. And we will talk about those after we've created one, but I'll go ahead and create one for you here, and you can see how easy it is. Okay, so again, I'm going to look for that Kelly blue button that says create a new ad, and I'm going to create a social ad. It's going to ask you to enter a campaign name. So you're going to enter a campaign name, and then you're going to choose one of these goals. There is a ton of different opinions on what works best. How do you get the best thing? My experience and my listening to other people doing them, always advertising listings is always the best place, the most engagement, the best leads that you get. If you don't have a listing that you can advertise, ask someone in the office. They always will have something. They'll be saying, hey, why don't you advertise this one? Why don't you advertise that one? This one here, down here on my screen that you can see that says Brownsville House. That was actually another person's listing in our office. It is 5 minutes from my home. And so I said, hey, can I advertise that? Because it's literally 5 minutes from my house. And she lives in Appleton, and this is on the south side of Fond du Lac. Happens to be her brother's house, so it was fine. And she said, absolutely, try to get a buyer. I got a bunch of leads off of it. I didn't find the buyer for that house, but I did get a bunch of leads off of it. So that I've been following up on, looking for, you know, other rural properties, etc. So definitely worth it. You can also use different things. Basically, the goal selection here just starts to set up Facebook's algorithm for it, about who's going to see it, and what kind of likes and dislikes the people that they're going to show the ad to have, so they can match those people up. Okay, so for this particular one, I'm going to attract listings. See what that says. Actually, no, we'll just go back and advertise a listing. So we're going to advertise a listing, and then I'm going to pick what what platform I want it to run on. I'm just going to say Facebook for right now, but you can pick any of the three or all three. It will split your money if you want to go to, I don't have my Twitter connected, so it won't let me do that, but I can pick both of those. I'm going to hit set up campaign. And again, it's going to be very, very similar to the drag and drop in designs that we were on before. Maybe. Come on. Oh, there we go. Now it's come up. All right. So it's going to be very similar to the drag and drop on designs that we had before, where they you're going to select select a listing, or put a design in, or whatever you want to do there. So because I said advertise a listing, it pulls up my listings right away. If I am advertising someone else in my office, I can always go here to all listings and search for the address, and put that listing in there. So if I go in here, I'm just going to pick a different listing that I know is available. 238. Make sure you have permission to advertise someone else's listing. Obviously, we can't be advertising listings that are other people's without their permission. So I'm just going to select this one just because it's a different one with different pictures, so you can see it. And again, it's going to bring in all of your MLS information. As you can see here, it brings in the MLS information so that I can just go ahead and edit that. Here's your ad text. So again, it's bringing in everything here from the MLS. And I would change this up a little bit. You can make it a little bit more catchy. I can add more images. Maybe I don't want the house to be the front picture because this living room shot is more stunning. So you can go ahead and add images. You can add up to, I believe, 6 images into the ad. You're gonna, so you can pick any of those. You can put a video on it as well. So if you have a very short video, now I wouldn't do anything more than 15 or 20 seconds. So if you have a very, very short video or a drone type thing or something like that that you want to use, you can also upload a video to go into the ad. Okay. And then you can just go ahead and add more. All right, one's enough. So you can add more. You can see how to do that there. It is going to ask for your logo. Okay, and then I can save my ad media there. Okay. All right, come on, computer. All right, well, it doesn't like you. There we go. All right, so you've got your logo in there. All right, why is this not? All right. I'm gonna pull up this draft because something is not working on that one very good. All right, the next thing it's going to ask you to format is all of your different, you know, your headlines and your descriptions, and all of those things are going to be needing to be edited. Less is more. So remember, when you're doing a Facebook ad, that it needs to be, the majority of the ad needs to be pictures. If more than 25% of the ad is words, then Facebook will kick it back. You need to make sure that you don't have a ton of description in there, things like that. Let the pictures, you know, pick good pictures, let the pictures do the talking, and make sure that you leave them wanting, okay? So as you can see here, I've got my picture. They brought in, it's going to do the preview here on this side of the screen, so you can see how you're doing the changing things up. What it wants you to do is, you know, here's the main copy that's going to be here at the top. Then you've got your headline. It comes down here at the bottom. And then if you want to add a description, you can add a description that would appear here underneath the new construction home headline. I would add, especially in this area up here, you do have the option to add emojis. Some people find those, it makes people stop. And basically that's what you're trying to do, is capture their attention. So definitely you can go through, there's house emojis. This one's not far from Lake Winnebago, so once in a while I've done an ad and I've used fish emojis. But all your emojis here that you typically would find on your phone are in here. So you might use the wow eyes, or, you know, whatever you want to use for it. So you can add those in there as well. And then the next thing you're going to configure is your actual Facebook ad options. Again, to answer Lisa's question, here is where I can pick a page. As you can see, I'm an admin for a couple of different pages. I've got my real estate page, I've got my new construction page, and then I'm also on our booster club. So I can go ahead and pick any of those pages. So it will give you that option. It's going to ask you for a destination. My feeling on this is to use the Facebook lead generation form. And again, this is something that is highly debated and highly, you know, you can use one, you can use the other, you can try them both and see which one you like better. I use the Facebook lead generation form for this reason. Basically what they're going to do on the ad is, if you catch somebody's attention and they click onto it and they click the learn more button, which is this button that I've told them that I want right here, it's going to say, great, we'll send you to a place to learn more, but give us your information first. And that's how you capture that contact. That's how that contact's information gets into your Facebook or into your command. If you use the Facebook lead generation form, it's going to pull their information out of their Facebook account and automatically just have them accept that they can send that off and send it to you. If you use a site or landing page, it would be something that you create on your own, ask them to enter in all of their information, and then send it to you before it sends them to the more information or reward at the end of clicking on the ad. The arguments are this way. One, more people will just continue on if they don't have to enter in their information. So using the Facebook lead generation form gets you more contact numbers, names, etc. Sometimes, however, if you think about the fact how long ago you set up your Facebook, and maybe you don't keep that contact information up to date, some people's argument is the Facebook stuff is out of date and unusable. I have not found that. I've only had a couple that have come back bad, so I don't worry about that as much. Some people would rather have this site or landing page and have less leads but more quality leads. So you can go either way. Again, like I said, try it both directions if you want and see which one works better for you, whichever one may work, okay? Then you want to enter in here what they call a follow-up destination or URL. There has to be some sort of payoff for these, for people that click on the ad. So maybe it's, you know, in this ad, as you can see, I never ever post I never ever put the address in. I never put the price in. I put in enough information to catch them, but then I definitely want them to have to click to get an address, click to get a price, click to get, you know, date and time of an open house, something like that in order to get that contact information. So my follow-up destination URL is usually a landing page that I've created for that property, or a landing page with a buyer's guide in it, or a landing page with find out what your house is worth kind of thing, information in it, those types of things. And we'll talk about creating that landing page on Friday, but this is where you would then put that URL for that landing page. And then you can target your Facebook ad to a location. And again, this house is located in Oshkosh, so I'm going to look for Oshkosh, 20-mile radius. So I'm going to hit all of Neenah, you know, down into Fond du Lac, so that way everybody can see it. I can also go ahead and hit custom settings here, and I can put in what they call interests. Again, this is a highly debated thing. The more interest you put in, the less pool of people on Facebook that you are sending this ad out to, but they might be more targeted, meaning they might be people who are seriously looking at a house, or looking to move, or looking for this, that. So you can put in interest things like home improvement, mortgage loans, Zillow, realtor.com, real estate agents. There's lists and lists of different things you could put in there. Basically what that means is, as we know, Facebook is watching all of our browsing, and what they do is they say, okay, you've looked at, you've researched mortgage rates, you've been on Home Depot's website 7 times, you've looked at Zillow, you've looked at Lowe's, you might be looking to move, and so the probability of you wanting to see this ad is high, and so that's what they do. Again, you can try it both ways with the same ad and see what works for you. It again is a highly debated thing. The last thing that you're going to set is your duration and budget. And basically what that says is, how long do I want it to run and how much am I going to spend? Okay. A typical listing ad, you want to run for somewhere between 8 and 10 days. And usually, you know, $1.50 a day. You know, I wouldn't spend anything less than, say, $25, 20 to $25. Again, it has to do with frequency of how many people and at what times they're seeing your ad. If you're doing, say, an open house ad and you want to blitz it quickly for 4 days, if you do it for 4 days for the same amount of money, you're going to see a lot more people in those 4 days, because of course it's just a matter of duration. You know, it's a pendulum of duration and price. Okay. Question says, do you recommend posting on businesses or personal page? When you do an ad like this, it does need to be connected to a business page. And so it will use your business page to do an ad like this. That's why it doesn't allow me to run an ad off of my personal page. You have to have a business page set up or an organization page set up. And I tend to keep my 2 separate. That's just my personal thing. Most of us have business pages set up. If you're going to use ads, you have to have a business page set up. So I would just have all my real estate stuff on my business page. Now, that being said, a lot of times I will, the vast majority of my friends are on my personal page, and not that all of them have liked my business page. So I will go ahead and post it to my business page and then give it a share onto my personal page and go from there. It also increases my algorithm when I've got a share and some comments and likes and different things on my that business page post. All right, so once I've saved my duration and budget, now I'm ready to go. I'm ready to publish this campaign. You will have to go ahead, should be greater than today. Oh, because I didn't. All right. So now when I save this, I can just go ahead and hit publish if I'm ready to publish it. I am not, so I'm going to go back here. So once you publish that, please remember that your ad is going to take 1 day to go live. So they go through a review process at Facebook, and so it won't actually go out to anyone until tomorrow. So it'll come up here instead of draft, it'll say pending, and then it'll go out tomorrow, okay? You do need to enter a credit card into this payments, and then they do charge your credit card for the total amount of your spend, and then it goes through. Any questions on placing the ad, on formatting it, and entering in the information? I'm kind of going through this slowly because it is kind of, it's easy, but yet there's lots of steps. So I want to make sure everybody sees exactly all the things they have to add and the reasoning behind that, because it can get frustrating if you don't get any clicks or impressions or anything. Okay, so once your ad is run, you can see as it's running, these numbers will continue to change. So these are the analytics, they call it, for your ad. And so I ran this ad on this Brownsville house here. I had 4,929 impressions. What an impression is in Facebook Talk is somebody stopped on that ad for more than 3 seconds. 3 seconds is the golden ticket, so to speak. They stopped on the ad for 3 seconds to read it, and then they kept scrolling. Or they clicked into it, or they did something else. But at least I got them to stop, and they saw my branding, they saw the house, and they kept moving. I got 927 people to actually click into it and get it to be bigger. So you know when you're on Facebook, you're scrolling, you're reading everything, and then if you click on something, you get to that particular post only, and you can either read all the comments, you can see more pictures, whatever you might have to do. So I got 927 people to click on that. I got 31 people to give me their contact information and go in all the way through to the landing page that I created for that house and see all the pictures and everything. So for this ad, I spent $25 and I got 31 people's contact information for a cost of 81 cents a piece. So I now have 31 people that I can follow up on, okay? Those leads come in a couple of different places. Number one, if I go in here, I can click on this and it will take me to my leads. Okay, so I clicked on the 31. It actually opens in a new tab, but it's now taking me to my contact screen, and it's pulling up those 31 people that I captured on that ad. You will see they all pop up with little L's next to their names because they're leads. So all of these people clicked on that ad looking for a rural house. When I click into that, you'll see, of course, he's got his little L, I've got his phone number, I've got his email address, and it actually comes down under here and it will say, if I go all the way to the bottom of his timeline, it says where I got that lead from. So it says lead received from Brownsville House. So I know what lead he responded to, and then I can go ahead and start communication with him and follow up. Okay. Now, if you remember, we talked about smart plans. We talked about lead follow-up smart plans. This is something that I then turned around and added him to a smart plan that immediately started doing follow-up with him on emails, texts, calls, etc., in order to follow up on him asking about this house. So we talked about those smart plans. This is where you would utilize that to help follow up on all of these leads that are coming in. Okay, so you've got all of these. You can bulk subscribe to all these people to a follow-up plan. You can do all of that stuff to keep in contact. You've got all their phone numbers. You can start making calls to them, et cetera, okay? The other place I can see all of my Facebook leads, if I go back to all of my contacts and I click on this select smart view and I hit Kelly campaigns. This is going to give me all of my Facebook leads or campaign leads that came from any of the different ads that I've run. So as you can see, total, I have 80 that have come in off of different Facebook ads that I've run in the last 60 days or so. And so you can see all of them. So then you can go through and start working those leads independently as well. If you're on a team, these can be shared, they can be reassigned, they can be moved around. Okay. The other place that leads come in, especially as they are being, as they're coming in from Facebook. Number one, you will get a notification on your phone through Kelly that you have a new lead. Number two, you will get a notification here, also same thing. And this is why I like this particular Facebook or lead spot here, is that they would pop up here in order, okay? So because we just refreshed those, you can see they came in, it'll say a few seconds ago because we just refreshed them. But they would come in and this would say an hour ago and this would say 8 hours ago, and you know, so you'll know which ones they are. From here, I can automatically add them to a smart plan. I don't even have to go in and look at them. I can just add them straight from here. Okay. All right. So any questions on Facebook ads themselves or Instagram ads? They're both, they work the same way. Any questions, any issues? Okay. Well, my challenge to you would be to go out and either do a social post today or a paid ad today. Paid ads right now are getting a ton of traction because what else is everybody doing but scrolling social media these days? And so a lot of people are out there posting. If you are super interested in paid campaigns, there is a Facebook group called Command Your Conversion. And there's actually two of them. That's one of them. He does a lot, Nick does a lot on there, talking about Facebook ads, talking about best practices, but then also talking about how to convert those leads. So there'll be smart plans on there. There will be, I know we talked about that one when I said you go find some smart plan options. But there are also, you know, lots of different things about converting those leads as well. So Command Your Conversion is a Facebook group that you could get some information in. The other one is there is a Keller, what's it called? KW Command Facebook lead test, I think is what it's called. And that is created by a lady named, I believe her name's Monica Gonzalez. And she, Natalie Gonzalez, sorry, it's Natalie Gonzalez. And she actually is running tests where she's got people all over the country running the same ad and seeing, you know, best practices. And she's one of the ones that says that she's really finding great success putting in all those interests. And so that would be another one that you could try. If you have trouble finding either of those, let me know and I will help you get into those groups. Okay. Any questions on this? I know it's a lot of information, but definitely worth it and a great place to get some leads to start working.
Sarah, thank you so much. This was excellent content today. I really appreciate that you're doing this for everyone.
Thank you. And I'm just hoping that everybody can get some great leads off of it, and it's a great way to build your database. We love building our database. Remember, we want to make sure that our database is nice and robust and being added to, and this is a great way to do it. So, all right. Well, anybody who has any issues, again, I challenge you to either do a social post, a paid ad, or both in the next couple days. And then Friday morning, again, 8:30, probably will run till 10 o'clock again because there's a lot of content in the next one as well. We're going to talk about consumer. So consumer is going to be how to build out your website, how to add pages to your website, how to build out your app. And anything kind of that the consumer interacts with you on is what we're going to talk about on Friday. We will also talk about landing pages for ads and landing pages that you can use in your advertising as well. So that'll be Friday morning, and have fun playing with some marketing. Have a good day, guys.
Thank you, Sarah.